Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another video by Digital Mojo. Hope you enjoy!
Hello, in this webinar, we are going to talk about radio frequency identifications, RFID in short. In this webinar, we are going to separate into three different sections. First, we will talk about the history of RFID, then we will talk about the development and also the current situations, and finally, we will talk about the future of RFID. I know you must be very curious about how RFID came out from nowhere in the 1945, but actually it's not used as something for identifications, but as a spy tools. A Russian inventor in 1945 who developed something that can generate radio frequency using sound wave. It is not for identification purpose, but actually that is the very first devices that is activated by external power source, which is very similar to what RFID is today. So we regard this as the very first RFID on Earth. Since then, this technique is widely used in military purpose. For example, the friend or file system IFF, which adapt on the radar system so to identify whatever displaying is our side or on the enemy side. It started commercialized in the 60s, but is not widely used until the very near decade. In 2005, U.S. Department of Defense tagged every single military supplies with RFID. The very next year, the FDA also suggests medicine manufacturers to use RFID technique to track down some false medicine. But the general public really get to know more about RFID is because of Walmart and Metro. They use RFID in marketing and promotions, so now you can use your phone to tap on something and you can get some feedback on your phone, which is much more exciting than scanning a QR code or a barcode. Why something developed in 1945 finally reached the general public is because the price dropped so drastically in the recent decade. In year 2000, each RFID tag still take around $1, but in 2005, it dropped so sharply that now 12 cents will do. As of now, a passive RFID usually take around 10 cents in productions, which is fairly acceptable in most of the situations. To make RFID more common in use, first we need to reduce the cost, of course, but at the same time it also relies on what RFID can bring to us on top of what we already have today. According to the statistic from European Union, 3% of EU company is using RFID in the area of identifications, access control, supply chain, stocking, toll, securities, industrial quality control, and also asset management. Basically, RFID can stick on anything, including your car, electronic devices, cellular, and books, for asset tracking and management. Someone may ouch, barcode is exactly doing the same thing that RFID can do, but in fact RFID got a clear advantage over barcode, as it can be scanned, no matter it's in the box, in the bag, or somewhere you are not visible. Moreover, you do not need to scan it one by one, as RFID reader can read hundreds in a scan, while for barcode you need to turn open the book and then go to the page that have the barcode and scan it one by one. After so many years of development, there is a wide variety of RFID tag in the market right now. The most commonly seen RFID tag is a passive one. Passive means it do not require any external power source to use. The power required is provided during the scan, and the data is retrieved at the same time. I think you can immediately imagine this is the kind of technology used in the octopus guard. Because of this characteristic, it is so widely used and the price has dropped so drastically in the recent year. But there is also some situations that common passive RFID tag cannot be used. Although it is very cheap, but passive RFID is not always the best candidate. Because of its passive nature,
Passive RFID can only be read in a very short distance. If the reader is too far away from the RFID, it cannot be read or it will be ignored. In these situations, active RFID tag shows its value. As its name implied, active RFID tag requires battery to power it up. It do not give out signals when there is a scanner, but on the contrary, it keeps broadcasting itself. So any scanner nearby knows there is an RFID tag. The range of active RFID is much wider than a passive one, and its performance is much better than a passive one too. But of course, it requires a battery to power it up, so when the battery is up, it do not function anymore. At the same time, because it is actually an electronic device, so its cost is much higher than a passive one, usually 100 times more expensive. In the middle, there is something called battery-assisted passive tags. It may sound weird to you, how a passive tag requires a battery. Turns out the answer is so simple, because the battery is not used for the signal broadcasting, but to collect some data in the environment, such as the humidity, the temperature, or something else. The chip will not be activated until there is a scanner nearby and scan it. But a battery is required so it can activate the temperature sensors and maybe the humidity sensors. As there is no need to do the broadcasting, so usually the BAPS tag is a little bit cheaper than an FFD RFID tag, but of course it's more expensive than a passive one. As we mentioned earlier, RFID is so widely used because its additional cost to use an RFID is offset by the benefit it brought. It do not allow you to identify something, but also stores so many information in the chip itself. So by a simple scan, you can get all the information for that particular items. For example, Octopus card not only store how many money left in your digital wallet, but at the same time, you can store your membership or some rewards and also your transactions record. The same case happens on your RFID enabled identification card. The chipset not only store your ID number, your name, your birthday, it can also store your e-certificate, which is used to identify yourself on the internet. Besides identifying a human, the animal can also be identified. So by a simple scan, you know how old your animal is and any medical history of it, or even his family history. Same applies to patient in hospital. There is much more application you can find in the airport. Hong Kong International Airport, same as all the most advanced airport in the world, it makes use of RFID to do the luggage sorting. In the past, people would need to read the luggage tag so to sort out which luggage go to which airplane. But now, with the RFID system, the luggage will be delivered to the correct airplane automatically, because the belt and the machine itself knows where the luggage belongs to. This is something that a barcode system can never accomplish. Besides identification purpose, RFID is also widely used in access control, such as warehouse, office, and university. In the past, warehouse stocking is so difficult and so complex, which involved a lot of human resources to go through the index and check out where exactly a package is. And now, a worker only need to take the scanner with him, and he immediately knows what is on the shelf and what is inside the box. This greatly streamlined the process of asset management in a warehouse. You no longer need to sign on a paper and say you check out whatever it is. You just need to use a portable scanner and the checkout process is done. This not only speed up the process, but also reduce the paperwork that have to be done. As for office, you no longer need to remember so many different passwords to enter different rooms and floors. Different RFID card can have different access permissions. For example, the staff card of a CEO can access every room in the office, but a junior staff may only enter the pantry or the toilet and nothing more. By recording the entrance history, working hours can also be logged at the same time, and the security is also enhanced, as who entering where is clearly recorded. Library is another place that RFID shows its value. RFID is so much faster than a barcode system, no matter for indexing or check-in or check-out. Right now, 30 million library access is already tagged by RFID, but obviously it's still a long way to go in converting, as 30 million is only a small number comparing all the library access in the world. Besides sticking on something, some people do actually implant the RFID inside themselves. For some, it simplifies the process, as they always need to go to hospital for medical check. RFID, by a simple scan, the doctor can read the medical history. But for some people, named the technophile, they implant the RFID only because it is so cool, so they can interact with the other electronic devices directly, such as a smart home system or their mobile phone. They use themselves as a tracker to the system, so when they enter the room, the light will be lights up automatically, and when he goes to somewhere else, the computer will recognize his name and say his name. It sounds so promising that what RFID can brought to you, but same as all the other technology, it also has some risk. As RFID is so easy to read the data out of the chips, there may be a chance that somebody do read the data from your chips without your notice. After all, convenience came with a cost. Obviously, RFID will still continue to develop. The most obvious improvement will be in the storage, reading distance, and also the processing speed. There is also some obstacle that the current RFID system need to overcome. Every company has their own protocol in reading and writing on the RFID tag. It needs some time to unify the standard, so you don't need many different kinds of reader to read information in different chips. Right now, there's around 6 to 7 major standards out there in the market. They got different reading protocol, different data rate, and also different frequency. And of course, different standards provide different security levels. We see RFID in 3 different stages. In the very beginning, it used in the military levels, and then it starts commercialized and used to streamline commercial workflow. Then it goes to industrial sector to streamline the whole industrial and logistic management. Combined with the network, it can streamline the communication between different units, starting from the production line to the packaging department to the export department. After that, we go to the age of IoT, the Internet of Things. RFID is not used to communicate between human and object, but between the machine itself. Just imagine, you are carrying your phone entering your home. When your phone is getting close to the door, the lock knows that you are back, and then it will open immediately, which also trigger your aircon and also your lighting. Then, when you put down your phone on a speaker, the speaker read out the playlist on your phone and start playing music that you just hear on your headphones. Without your commands, your machines will directly communicate between each other and do what exactly you want them to do, or what you pre-programmed. This is the age of IoT.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching our video. Like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to comment.